very interesting question that has come in. Is there really any difference between neutral treatments, or do they all deliver much the same performance?
Yes, well, for sure, under healthy conditions, there's no real operational difference or performance difference. On the other hand, when it comes to earth faults, then there is a very significant difference between the performance of essentially there's two main groups of neutral treatment. One is non-effectively earthed, and that's where the phase voltage on the healthy phase can rise to in excess of 80% of line voltage. And then the effectively earthed regimes where the healthy phase voltages are constrained to be less than 80%. So if we look at the first of those, that's the non-effectively earthed, and that means that you can get this significant voltage rise. So the voltage ratings need to be up to scratch. It does, however, mean that there's very low levels of earth fault current, very low energy released during an earth fault, very low touch and step voltages. It also means that that low earth fault current can be a little bit difficult to detect, but it's not really difficult once your protection is designed to operate on such systems. So, these have been operating since the 1920s very successfully. So that's sort of a quick summary of how those particular systems work. But also bearing in mind that because the currents and energies are very low, there's no mandatory requirement to trip immediately. The utility can do its quantitative risk assessment and decide that for itself under its own context. And one of the key attributes there is that these transient earth faults that we talked about before do not have any impact on customers whatsoever. So that's an immediate gain with these systems. Now, if we look at the effectively earthed systems, then in that case, as we saw, the healthy phase voltages don't rise above 80%, but the flip side of that is the earth fault currents can be high. Generally speaking, you would see that in around sort of 3 to 5 kA, but in some instances, particularly in the US, where they put in the fourth wire and multi-ground that neutral, they can get up to 15, 20 kA. So those are in any event very high earth fault currents compared to the alternative system. So that means the energy release at the fault site can be very high. The touch and set voltages at the fault site can be high. And of course, all earth faults must be tripped. So that means that the continuity figures can take quite a hit as a result of that. And both SAFE and SAIDI can be significantly impacted. So in short, yes, once you get an earth faulting system, huge difference in performance of the two types of network. Sorry, the two types of neutral earthing treatment, I should say.